I was 7 years old when my mother told me the truth. She bent down, held my face, and said, "You were promised before you were born." She said it like it was normal. Like she was telling me my name. That was the moment my life stopped being mine. I grew up in a small village near a forest no one joked about. The kind of forest that feels older than people. When I was born, the elders gathered under a big tree. They talked in low voices. They smiled too much. Later, one of them said, "This child carries a promise." No one explained what that meant. But after that day, people watched me closely. Too closely. They called me the promised one. When I was 14, the dream started. I would stand in the forest, alone, and something would call my name. Not loud. Not angry. Patient. I woke up shaking every time. One day, I followed the feeling into the forest. That was my first mistake. Deep inside the forest, I found a clearing. In the center was a black pool. An old man sat beside it. He looked at me and said, "You have come." He told me the truth. The village had lost something long ago. To get it back, they made a promise. A child for balance. That child was me. He told me to look into the pool. I saw another version of myself. Older. Not fully human. Then he told me to dive. When I came back, I was holding a flute. Not new. Not broken. Waiting. I did not touch the flute for weeks. But the village began to suffer. Animals died. Children cried at night. The forest went quiet. One night, I played. The ground shook. The forest cried. And everything changed. The elders finally told me everything. They had offered a child the forest had not yet seen. The unborn. They never thought I would live long enough to ask questions. I stopped aging. I stopped belonging. The forest listened to me. Children followed me. The elders feared me. I became the keeper. The space between the village and the forest. Years later, the forest called again. Not for me. For another child. A baby born with the same mark. The same promise. That was when I understood the truth. The forest never planned to stop. I walked into the village. I held the child. And I said the words no keeper had ever said. "This one is not yours." The forest pulled back. And I broke. They never found my body. Only the flute. The baby grew normal. The forest stayed quiet. But I did not disappear. If you come from a place where elders whisper instead of explain. If you feel tied to something you never agreed to. Ask questions early. Because the scariest thing is not the forest. It is the promises made before you can speak. Pause. This is not just a story. It is a warning. Dear watchers, if you enjoyed this story, like, comment, subscribe, and share for more African folktales and true village stories like this.